Good evening, everyone.
What's up,
Good
guys?
people out there. We are back with another Bachelor and Bachelorette Living. It's week 8,
Part 3?
part 3,
Let's
guys.
go.
We have been rolling on healthy boundaries
Yes.
and dating. So much so that we are now back for part 3, but we are wrapping things up this week.
By faith.
By faith. We are wrapping things up. Just touch base. If you have not checked out part 1 and part 2, go back on the YouTube page, look at the videos.
Yep.
It was crazy good. I mean, I'm ready to roll right back
Let's go.
into
Let's go. You know I'm pumped.
because before we were talking about what are some healthy boundaries to set in dating. We talked about really quick just what boundaries do. They truly protect your heart, your future, and your walk with God. And boundaries are not set to restrict love, but they're really to help protect it,
For sure.
right? And also, boundaries help stay aligned with God instead of being led by our emotions.
Yeah, and I said it before that, if you don't have any boundaries, then your value is just a theory. There's no proof, there's no physical representation of how valuable or how rare you are.
Right.
Would you deposit your money in a bank that did not have security?
No,
Why? Because in your mind, they don't value.
my money.
Yes, because they don't have boundaries,
Yes.
security measures.
Yes.
So why would someone invest in another person that does not have true representation of value? When you lack
Yes.
boundaries, we don't know how, when you lack boundaries, you communicate to us that you really don't know how valuable you are because you're too easily accessible.
Yes.
No,
Wait, hold on.
You're too easily accessible.
Okay.
And especially, can I say this? When over time, dates, flowers, gifts wear down your boundaries, what you kind of communicate.
I mean, are those boundaries?
Yeah, because you make them work and show your value, and then you end up going a certain distance with them. But when you do that, I don't even want to say it. It's hard.
You're already there, PB.
You say, you actually communicate that your boundaries are for sale for the right amount of dates,
Goodness.
the right amount of flowers, compliments, phone calls, investment. You open up like a flower, and you're showing that your boundaries were that they were for sale.
God. Okay. I have to be honest. I'm guilty of this.
Okay. So
Prior
am I.
to you.
So am I. So am
Prior
I.
to you. And I think some of it is a lack of understanding, a lack of knowledge, right? Not everyone. I think there are times where we're so vulnerable for love, for relationship,
Yes.
right? I mean, we're taught and we're fed this from early on. I think about even like little kids. I
Right.
think about even our girls, where I've seen parents in like Zoe's class say, "Oh, they're so cute. You should be boyfriend and girlfriend." And I'm like, they're 5.
Right.
Like
Right.
they're in preschool.
Right.
Just because they're playing together, it doesn't mean like I'm already arranging a marriage of my 5-year-old. She has no idea.
Of boundaries, her value, how to protect it. So at 5, the most you could do is flirt, touch, kiss, hug.
Right. But like she doesn't even understand that.
Yeah.
Like in her mind is still just a friend and we're just having fun. But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do believe that, we're taught culturally, we're taught this even at that young age. That's the
sure,
point.
for
And
sure.
so it's hard when you talk about a subject like this and you hear it because you're guilty of it and you're like, man, I didn't set up any boundaries or anything. And I think it's just because of a lack of understanding and knowledge. But
That's the start.
yes. And
The
then
lack.
I do think that there are people who do have understanding of it. And they're just, either their desires way more than the idea of setting boundaries. Like their desires are just really strong. They haven't put to death their flesh.
Yeah.
And so then it's just like, I have to give in to these cravings, these desires.
Because I don't know what else to do with it.
Exactly.
Right. Or they could be on this live and saying, I'm doing something about it. I'm making steps. I'm receiving knowledge and grace so I can set boundaries. And God is a God of restoration and redemption. And he's going to redeem all and give me another chance to do this thing in a way that's going to set me up for great success, model my value, and reveal how much he loves me.
Definitely. And I will say, I could attest that is me too, because now here I am.
Yes. Here I am.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's get into this boundary though.
Okay.
These are two boundaries that we didn't get to cover the last 2 weeks. And this one is time and environment boundaries. So it's really about where you go and how long you stay.
Yeah.
That matters, right?
Yeah.
Being in the wrong environment and too much time alone with someone increases temptation.
Well, all of life is environmental.
Right.
Everything has an environment in which it's supposed to thrive. The grass has the ground. Birds have the sky.
Right.
Fish has the sea. These
Yes.
are environments in which this type of life can thrive.
Right.
There's certain environments in which we supposed to create for ourselves in which we thrive and survive.
Right.
Sleeping or resting is done at night because your body begins to wind down.
Yes.
It begins to reset. It begins to decompress and all of your guards go down.
Yes.
So having people around, especially someone of the opposite sex that you're interested in that kind of environment kind of sets you up for things that may violate your value because you're not
temptation or emotional connection for
all
sure.
the things, for
yes.
sure. Yeah.
Those environments do make it harder to honor God. If it's late night, like you said, it lowers our guards, it increases emotional connection, and having privacy without accountability can lead to compromise.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yes. So what are some practical takeaways for this? Making sure that you're choosing public and group settings, being mindful of the late night hangouts, setting an end time for dates.
And an end time for phone calls.
Yes.
And text messages.
Yes. And then avoid being alone in private spaces too often.
I'm a stickler on this. Like, it's important. You need digital boundaries.
Okay, that you
they should not be able just to slide in your DM and be like, "Hey, woman of God, hey, man of God." No. No. Okay. You are not accessing my life that easily.
Okay. Well, Romans 13:14 on that note says, "Make no provision for the flesh to gratify its desires."
Yes. So you just boundaries. I have so much more to say. I know this is not right. I know you're not going to like this. We need a part 4.
No, this is it. We're wrapping up part 3. Okay.
This is a part 4.
We need a part 4?
Yes, we need a part 4. This is a lot to intake. I tell you what, send us your questions. Send us your thoughts, send us your response, and let's have a dialogue about this because I think it's that important.
Now, we did have one question.
Yes.
You want to go there?
Yes, let's hit that one question.
We did have one question from last week that I want to make sure we answer, and it was regarding, we talked about different levels in your boundary setting. So, when you're a girlfriend, you have certain boundaries, and then when you're a fiance, you have certain boundaries, and then you become a wife. And those boundaries are different, right? And so the person asked, how do you know what those boundaries are? And if, when you're creating those boundaries, are they personal convictions?
Okay, so dating stage, the Greek, the Latin word for dating is where we get the term data.
Okay.
All right, you're just collecting data. So if you're dating, you're collecting data.
Yes.
If you get engaged, you're in preparation.
Yes.
When you get married, you're intimate.
Okay.
Okay.
I like that.
Yes. Like, keep that super simple. Don't cross those boundaries. Even when you're in the fiance stage, that is preparation. It's not
Yeah.
access.
Yes.
All right. That person's gonna have your whole life to learn all the deeper things about you, which is a privilege. And it's the same way with our relationship with God. You got the outer courts, the inner courts, and the holies of holies.
Yes.
And the holies of holies, there's a different kind of environment, different kind of setting, and all those kind of things. So I think mapping it out that way keeps it simple, keep it concise, and keep it practical.
Yes, definitely. And now we will come back with some examples in our next session.
Yep.
Here we are, part 4.
Part
I can't
4.
believe it.
Gotta do it.
Boundaries
Gotta do
have
it.
been so good that
Let's
we're moving
go.
to part 4. But make sure you check out part 1 and part 2,
Yes.
and now part 3.
Yes.
And be ready for next week, part 4 of
Yes.
setting healthy boundaries.
God bless you. Peace.